controversies and feuds are not unheard of in the ever-changing environment of hip-hop, which is constantly growing. NBA YoungBoy and Bobby Shmurda are at the center of the most recent scandal that has engulfed these two important players in the business. This dispute, which began with subtle jabs and has since progressed to explicit murder threats, was sparked by the terrible events that surrounded King Von's death in the year 2020. In this video, we are able to peel back the complex layers of the dispute, tracing its roots and analyzing the chain of events that led to this heated competition. It was the release of NBA YoungBoy and Quando Rondo's collaboration production dubbed 3860 that planted the seeds for the disagreement that would later become apparent. Not only did the musical content of the project garner rapid attention, but the controversial decision to incorporate Lil Tim on the opening track also contributed to the project's increased visibility. A pivotal role in the story was played by Lil Tim, who is notorious for his role in the assassination of King Von. YoungBoy and Quando, in addition to adding fuel to the flames, made a number of references to King Von throughout the record, most notably in the song Want Me Dead. As a result of this maneuver, unwanted publicity was garnered, which laid the groundwork for the conflict that would later develop. When Rowdy Rebel, a member of Bobby Shmurda's group, made an appearance on Math Hoffa's podcast titled My Expert Opinion, the fight gained momentum and the situation became more serious. During the night that King Von was murdered, Rowdy offered some insight into the events that transpired, stating that Lil Tim paused before turning to violence. In a prompt response, YoungBoy posted a story on his Instagram account in which he dismissed Rowdy as unimportant and called for a stop to the ongoing cycle of violence that exists inside the industry. Bobby Shmurda, who is well known for his forthright demeanor, entered the feud with a message that was addressed at rappers, discussing criminal crimes that were conducted by criminals who were associated with them. It is imperative that we avoid from celebrating actions of this nature, he emphasized. There was a back-and-forth conversation between Shmurda and YoungBoy, which was characterized by insults, accusations, and even live threats from Shmurda, who ominously pledged to boom YoungBoy. This proclamation set the stage for the exchange. The conflict became more intense, and YoungBoy resorted to social media to publish videos that were critical of both Rowdy Rebel and Bobby Shmurda. YoungBoy constantly claimed that he did not seek any conflicts with Shmurda and Rowdy, indicating a wish to put an end to the violence. This was communicated despite the fact that the tone was harsh. YoungBoy's announcement that he would be deactivating his Instagram account came as a complete surprise to his fans and industry analysts, who are now left wondering about the future course of the rivalry. In the midst of rumors that Shmurda had received a phone call from his parole officer over the beef, he asserted that the threats were nothing more than a humorous performance. Nevertheless, Shmurda continued to feed the fires by accusing labels, including YoungBoy's, of artificially boosting figures through the use of bots. This was done in an attempt to gain a competitive advantage. This introduced a new facet to the feud, shifting the focus from personal disagreements to the various techniques that are prevalent in the profession. The allegations made by Shmurda included allegations of hacking attempts made against his SoundCloud and YouTube profiles. To add insult to injury, he went on to describe YoungBoy as the biggest slave in the game. YoungBoy resorted to Instagram in order to put forward direct messages that he and Shmurda had exchanged in an effort to refute the charges that Shmurda had made. YoungBoy's reaction included references to the fact that he need $1 million in order to complete the clearance of a song, as well as a reluctance to continue the conversation with Shmurda. An additional element of personal drama was added to the ongoing rivalry as a result of the public circulation of private messages. The decision that YoungBoy made to deactivate his Instagram account appeared to be a calculated move in response to the situation that was becoming increasingly tense. On the other hand, Shmurda was not finished. He made an appearance on the podcast titled My Expert Opinion in an effort to provide clarification regarding Rowdy Rebel's remarks and possibly alleviate the building tensions. Rowdy Rebel came to Instagram to reaffirm his position and refused to retract his prior words, despite the fact that Shmurda was making an effort to mitigate the damage. Rowdy Rebel and Bobby Shmurda, who are both linked with GS9 and have been involved in legal issues in the past, emphasized their unwavering friendship during a brief moment when the feud took a contemplative turn. 4. The purpose of expressing his appreciation to Shmurda for his support during the legal battle, Rowdy made it clear that the disagreement did not extend to their personal relationship. In contrast to the public disagreements, this acknowledgement highlighted the intricate dynamics that were at play, where devotion and friendship stood in contradiction to the situation. Quando Rondo, who had not been involved in the rivalry between YoungBoy and Shmurda up until that point, made a stealthy entrance into the mix as the story evolved. During his time in Times Square, he displayed a billboard that promoted the project that he was working on with YoungBoy. It seemed as though the intensity of the dispute was decreasing, despite the intense confrontations that were taking place. Both NBA, YoungBoy and Bobby Schmurda, who are able to provide evidence to support their claims, appeared to express a wish to separate themselves from the issue before it became even more intense. A momentary reprieve was provided by the deactivation of YoungBoy's Instagram account. Nevertheless, due to the unpredictability of the scenario, fans and industry insiders are uncertain about the future trajectory of the problem. As a demonstration of the inherent volatility that exists within the hip-hop business, the beef between NBA YoungBoy and Bobby Schmurda stands proudly. This dispute has been characterized by personal grievances, an ongoing cycle of revenge, and previous controversies that have occurred in the past. The industry was left in a state of anticipation as the fight appeared to die down almost as fast as it had begun at the beginning. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks.